welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do something fun and different for me, not different in real life. And I wanted to talk about the 5 books that I think will be 5-star predictions for me. So these are 5 books I think that I'll give 5 stars. I will start this off by saying I'm not a super generic like 1 through 5 star rater. For me, it's very much vibes. Also well written. So it's gotta be well written. Maybe I am. Okay. It's gotta be well written. It's gotta have vibes. Whatever that means. And it also needs to have some good character development. And so like that for me means that, and this is only if it's relevant to the type of book, but that to me means that the character can't be flat. If the character's flat, I don't want to read it and I'm probably gonna DNF it. Okay, so anyway, here are the 5 books I think will be 5-star reads for me. Book number 1, no surprise to anybody, but that's Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. Martyr is a book about, oh, also I'm going to be reading the synopses from the back because, or maybe bits of it, because I'm not the best or the most concise like book explainer. But this says that Cyrus Shams is a young man grappling with an inheritance of violence and loss. His mother's plane was shot down over the skies of the Persian Gulf in a senseless accident, and his father's life in America was circumscribed by his work killing chickens at a factory farm in the Midwest. So Cyrus himself is going through some things, but the biggest thing in his life, which is I'm obsessed with, is that he's a poet and he's obsessed with martyrs. And yeah, he's obsessed with martyrs and he's a poet. And so I'm gonna read this book because it feels like the archetype of a poet, you know, just like kind of seeking something out, following your obsession, and maybe writing about it. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be a 5-star for me. Also, some of these I know are gonna be 5-star because book reviewers who I love them. Like, this is one of Jack Edwards' most mentioned books, or was it this year or last year? None of these are new releases, by the way. It's just, again, vibes. But I think I'm gonna like it. And yeah, so that's my first one. Book number 2 is Kala by Colin Walsh. And there's a sticker on this still. They might all have stickers, I don't know. This I talked about in a previous video, but Colin Walsh is an Irish writer, and apparently he, you know, just writes really beautiful words. But the reason that I picked it up is because it's a suspense thriller mystery. I think it's a mystery, suspense. I don't know. Let's read what it says. How do they categorize it? So this says that in the seaside town of Kinlow, on Ireland's west coast, 3 old friends are thrown together for the first time in years. Helen, Joe, and Mush were part of an original group of 6 inseparable teenagers the summer of 2003, with motherless, reckless Kala Lannan as the gang's white-hot center. Soon after that summer's peak, Kala disappeared without a trace. It's been 15 years. Helen returned to Ireland for her father's wedding. Joe's a musician, he's back in town. Mush never left. And here they are, and then something happens, and I'm not going to read the rest of it because maybe this is a little spoilery. I don't usually read the backs of books, but something happened, and it might give them some information about Kala's disappearance. And I love kind of suspense, thrillery type books. I think they're super fun. Somebody tell me if this is a suspense thriller. I don't know. Oh, the binding is really weird on this book already. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. I haven't even opened this book before. 2. This is so funny. This was published in 2023. I've had this for a long time. Well, anyway, Kala. Okay. Book number 3 is by a writer I've actually never heard of. I've never even heard of this book, but my best friend picked it up for me at Blue Willow Bookshop, and it is just so perfect. So it's called The Song of the Blue Bottle Tree by India Hayford, and I just think it's so cool. She picked it up and she was like, this is Kayla. My family on my mom's side are Geechee Gullah from the low country of South Carolina, and so blue bottle trees are really kind of important, and I don't know, just like woven into my heritage on that side. And so I have been really interested in kind of just reading more literature from, I don't know, that has some of that myth and lore in it. And this was really, really exciting because when I got it, I was like, oh my God. That being said, I've read the back of this book like 3 times and I still don't know what it's about. And I wonder rather if it's because of me just not processing what the words are saying, which can happen sometimes when I'm reading, or if I'm being intentionally misled so that I can go into this without spoilers. And at any rate, like, I'm fine. But so it says that it's set in rural Arkansas in 1967. This evocative Southern novel, helmed by an unconventional and unforgettable heroine, draws readers into a visceral tale of secrets, desperate choices, and belonging. Genevieve Charbonneau talks to ghosts and has a special relationship with rattlesnakes. In her travels, this is interesting because blue bottle trees are meant to keep haints away, like restless souls kind of away, or capture restless souls. So it's interesting that she talks to ghosts. Okay, in her travels, she's wandered throughout the South, working in a Louisiana circus, and has a hoochie cooch dancer in Texas. And as a hoochie cooch dancer, why can't I say this? In her travels, she's wandered throughout the South, working in a Louisiana circus and as a hoochie cooch dancer in Texas. Now, for the first time in a decade, she's allowed her winding path to bring her to the site of her grandmother's Arkansas farmhouse, a place hallowed in her memory. Disguised by years in exile and a name she found on a gravestone, Genevieve intends only to visit briefly and leave. But a chance meeting with a guilt-ridden young Vietnam veteran draws her into more unexpected connections, and a hypocritical preacher is brought to a long-deserved reckoning. With undertones of magical realism and dark humor, here is a powerful story of discovering and sometimes rediscovering one's place in the world and the unexpected challenges and gifts that present themselves along the way. I think I'm gonna like it. I don't like magical realism. I'm learning that I don't really like magical realism, which is funny because I love like Toni Morrison. Maybe I like certain kinds of I like magical realism done in a particular way. Maybe that's what it is. But I think I'm gonna like this one because, again, I find the topic very interesting, and yeah, it also has a pretty good rating on Goodreads. I think it's like a 4.3, something like that, and I think that that's really, really good. I tend to like books even if they don't have like the best rating on Goodreads, because again, there are particular things that I'm reading books for that maybe other people aren't. And like, especially people like, okay, some people who are reading books in a series and they've been in that series for a long time, when they rate the next book, they're rating it because of like, interacting with the other books and all of that. I feel like I rate every book like a standalone. I don't know why I'm saying that, but anyway, this is book 3. Book 4 that I think will be a 5-star read, despite having read a Kennedy Ryan and not liking it previously, is Before I Let Go. I think I'm gonna like this one because a lot of people who I really respect like it, and we have similar reading tastes. I think that this is a standalone series, Before I Let Go, and then there are like 2 others that I'll put somewhere on the screen. But I'm excited to read this because the most recent one is getting really, really high ratings. These as a group of books are getting, well rated. I don't know, it feels like a good time. And also it's romance, which I feel like is going to be fun. So the back says, their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah Wade found that love alone couldn't solve or save everything. It couldn't even save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their kids and running a thriving business together. Yet, like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other, and now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. Soon, one stolen kiss leads to another, and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's all good until old wounds reopen. Is it too late for them to find forever, or could they even be better. Okay, anyways, I think it's gonna be a good time. I think it'll be fun. I'm excited. This is Dusty. Book number 5. Nobody will be surprised by this book. I love this book because I know I haven't read it, but I love it already because Jack Edwards loves this book, and him and I sometimes, I would say like 75% of the time, have very, very similar taste. And so that book is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. And this book I think is going to be good because it's got all of the elements that I look for in fiction, which is like destroy me emotionally, make me love somebody, get rid of them, character driven. Like those are all of the things that I look for. And also it's kind of chunky. This book is almost 800 pages, and it just feels right to me. I'm very excited. I will probably read this relatively soon. I'm really, really excited. I kind of want to do anyway, doesn't matter, but I'm really excited to get into this. I'm hoping that it's as good as everybody says it is. Everybody says it destroyed them. I would also like to be destroyed. I want to be sad for a reason. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. One thing that I may try and do in the next few months is to make a little follow-up video that, you know, talks about whether or not these were 5 stars and then why if they weren't. So I'm excited to try that out, and we'll see what happens. So those are the 5 books that I think will be 5 stars when I read them, and please check back in the next several months to see if I if I was right about the 5-star predictions. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Thanks so much for popping in for a little short video, and if you liked it, I'm gonna start doing that thing. If you did like it, if you liked the video, just like the video. If you liked the video, like the video. Okay, thanks. See you in the next one.